Hey there and welcome. Today we are going to tackle a huge question. How do you actually buy the right computer? I know it can feel super complicated, but I promise you it's not nearly as scary as it looks. Let's just break it down together, one step at a time.
Ever looked at a list of computer specs with terms like CPU, RAM, and SSD, and your eyes just glaze over? You see all these numbers and brands, and it's so easy to just feel completely lost. Yeah, you're not alone in that feeling. At all.
Well, that's what we're going to fix right now. Over the next few minutes, we're going to completely demystify the essentials. And the goal is simple: to give you the confidence to walk into a store or, browse online and feel totally confident about what you need.
Okay, so before we even touch on a single piece of tech, we got to take a step back, because the single most important part of this whole thing isn't a piece of hardware. It's figuring out what you actually need.
And this right here, this is the core idea. Think about it. Are you a student who's mostly writing papers and browsing the web? Are you a hardcore gamer who needs every last drop of performance? Or maybe you're a creative, editing videos and photos. The answer to that why question is basically your map for this entire journey.
Okay, with that in mind, let's get into the hardware. First up, the big one, the CPU, or Central Processing Unit. The easiest way to think about it is as the engine, or even better, the brain of your entire computer.
So what this really means is that the CPU does all the thinking. Every time you click, every program you open, it's all processed by the CPU. So a better, faster processor just means a snappier, more capable computer. It really is the bedrock of how fast your computer feels.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because this choice goes right back to that why we talked about. You've got two main brands, Intel and AMD. If your main goal is, say, high-end gaming, Intel has often been the go-to because it's great at powering through one really demanding task. But if you're a multitasker, with tons of browser tabs, Spotify, and a document all open at once, AMD is fantastic and often gives you more bang for your buck.
So you'll hear the word cores thrown around a lot. What does that even mean? Just think of them like individual workers. A single core can do one job at a time. Two cores can do two jobs. A quad core with 4 or even more, well, now you have a whole team of workers, which is perfect for juggling a bunch of programs all at once. Simple as that.
All right, we've got the brain sorted out. Now let's talk about its memory. And we can really split this into two things: the short-term memory, or its workspace, and the long-term memory, which is kind of like its filing cabinet.
First up is that short-term workspace, your RAM. Think of it like your actual desk. The more RAM you have, the more projects and papers you can have spread out at once without everything getting slow and cluttered. And while you can get by with less, trust me, for what people do today, 8 gigabytes is really the magic number for making sure things run smoothly.
Okay, onto the filing cabinet, your long-term storage. You have two main options here. You've got the traditional hard disk drive, the HDD, which gives you a ton of space for a really good price. But then you've got the new kid on the block, the solid-state drive, or SSD. And it is an absolute game changer. Your computer boots up in seconds, programs open instantly. So it really boils down to this: you want the most space for your money, or do you want that lightning fast speed?
Okay, so you've got a powerful engine and a great workspace, but none of that matters if you can't see what you're doing, right? And that brings us to the monitor, your actual window into this whole digital world.
So here's what you need to know, a kind of cheat sheet. A bigger screen is just awesome for having multiple windows open, or for movies and games. Higher resolution just means a sharper, crisper picture. You'll pretty much always see LCD monitors. That's the standard for a reason. They have great color and don't use much power. Honestly, if you're not sure where to start, a 24-inch LCD monitor is a fantastic do-it-all choice.
We've talked a lot about hardware, but there's a crucial piece of software that brings it all to life, and that's the operating system, or OS. This is the software you're going to be clicking around in every single day. For most people, it's going to come down to one of two, maybe 3 choices. Windows is by far the most common. It works with pretty much everything. If you buy an Apple computer, it's going to come with Mac OS, which is famous for being super user-friendly, especially for creative work. And then you have Linux. It's powerful, it's free, but it's generally for people who like to tinker a bit more.
Whew. Okay, that was a lot, I know. So let's wrap this all up in a super simple, actionable checklist that you can actually use.
This is it, your game plan. 1. Always start with your purpose. 2. Pick your engine, that CPU, to match what you need to do. 3. Get enough workspace. Aim for 8 gigs of RAM and choose between that speedy SSD or the roomy HDD. 4. Find a monitor that's comfy to look at. And 5. Know which operating system you're getting. That's it. That's the formula. You've got this.
So there you have it. We've taken all that confusing tech speak and turned it into a clear roadmap. But look, these technical details, they're just the tool. The real question is, now that you have the map to find the right tool for you, what are you going to build? What will you design or learn or create? Go on, the digital world is waiting.